Good afternoon. My name is Ona Papagiorgio, and I'm here today to introduce you to my attempt in addressing high energy demand buildings on university campuses. This is for the course Evolving Trends in Corporate Sustainability. To address this issue, I'll begin with the why. Why is it so important? Also discuss the importance of including the right people, making sure you have a handle on time and scope, and through the research recommendations. The big picture of the world energy generation shows us that in 2013, 59% of energy generated was lost to heat. This is a big deal. We're losing a huge amount of energy, and the pollution associated with that energy generation is lost. Bring this to college campuses where they spend 55% of their operating budgets on HVAC. You've got these high heat load buildings that have waste heat. Let's bring these together. Let's move that wasted heat to reduce those costs. So we have this opportunity for improvement, and we want to go, but we can't. We got to stop, and we've got to get buy-in. After that buy-in, we need to include other stakeholders, students, professors, the HVAC operators. Then we look externally. We consider recent grads, donors, the community, and we need to look at NGOs that can help us. For example, the Carbon Trust offers some great guidance on heat recovery specifically. So our stakeholders have been identified. Now we need to see where we sit in relationship to other schools. Let's do some benchmarking. Look at green building here. You can see stakeholder engagement is actually a challenge for lots of schools. And while there is data out there, I feel that this is a weakness. We don't have a lot of meaningful data. Much of it is outdated. It's out of the country or applies to residential applications. Because of this lack of solid data, it would be good to start with a monitoring system. You're going to have to set up some monitors before you begin any sort of improvement to set a baseline. And once you've established that baseline, you'll be able to use those monitors as indicators as to whether you're successful or not. So you've got all this in place. Now the fun begins. We do the technology review, air-to-air, multi-phase systems, moving heat to either air or water or perhaps seasonal storage. The simplest of these options is the air-to-air, and it's also the least expensive. However, in the summer months when you don't need hot air, the heat is still wasted. Given that, you're still, for a computing building of, say, 20,000 square feet, you're saving 60,000 kilowatt hours, the equivalent of 21 tons of greenhouse gases. The other options are more efficient, which leads to fewer greenhouse gases. You also have more flexibility in water storage. Downside is it's more expensive. If we're looking at this as truly sustainable, it might not be an option. In the European Union, there's more of a push to recover wasted heat. And due to this push, they're actually using the underground heat to heat some homes. They're doing some seasonal storage and some interesting things with asphalt. Keeping up with the Plan, Do, Check Act, we need to keep our environmental monitoring system going, make it part of a larger environmental management system, keep track of these things, and perhaps incorporate some ISO 14001. Through the course of this study, I've identified other large opportunities for improvement, including lighting, shutting down computers, and eliminating phantom loads. This actually offers a greater opportunity for savings of greenhouse gases and energy. Taking in a true sustainable approach, we want to look at social issues. And while they might not be as publicized, we want to make sure we're offering a living wage to anyone working, benefits, fair hours, include students, perhaps make it an annual project. In my findings, the number one finding is you need buy-in. You need that buy-in from president and stakeholders. And I'd like to drive this home with an example. I have a colleague who works for a State Department of Environmental Conservation. He had a great idea, lease solar, it would be cheaper and it would be all clean energy. He could not get this to happen. He still jokes that he couldn't sell cheap, clean energy to the Department of Environmental Conservation. He didn't have the buy-in. Other findings is benchmarking, get involved with groups. We need to set up our own benchmark and include students and the community. Now, it's environmentally clear why we want to take advantage of heat recovery. A truly sustainable option also includes economic issues, so perhaps the two-phase system won't work and we need an air-to-air. And to finish out the sustainable triad, we also want to keep the people in mind. Thank you.